3 tools for ageless freedom. It's never too late to live boldly. How many of you have ever looked in the mirror and thought, is this it? Is there more for me? Maybe you've dreamed of traveling solo, moving abroad, starting a business, or finally pursuing that long forgotten passion, only to hear a voice whisper, you're too old for that. Well, I'm 72, and I'm here to tell you that voice is lying. Age is not a limit, it's liberation. And today, I want to share stories of unstoppable women, including 2 phenomenal Black women who rewrote their life scripts on their own terms. And I want you to see yourself in them. Maya Angelou once said, you can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. And I believe the same is true of life itself. You can't use up your potential, your joy, your adventures. The more you live, the more life gives back to you. Yet, how many of us have looked in that mirror and thought, is this it? Is there more for me? So, with that in mind, society loves to put expiration dates on dreams, especially for women. After 60, we're supposed to fade into the background, right? Wrong. Some of the most transformative journeys begin after the world says we should settle down. Take Vera Wang, who designed her first wedding dress at 40 and revolutionized the fashion industry. Or how about Grandma Moses, who started painting at 78 and became one of America's most beloved folk artists. These women didn't just defy age, they redefined what's possible. Let me tell you about Ernestine Shephard. At 56, she walked into a gym for the first time. By 74, she was the world's oldest competitive female bodybuilder, bench pressing and running marathons. Her mantra, determined, dedicated, and disciplined. I moved abroad at an age when people said, aren't you settled yet? But here's the secret. We get to define what settled means. For some, it's stability. For others, it's finally feeling alive. Maybe your adventure is moving to Italy, learning to paint, or hiking Machu Picchu. Maybe it's simply saying no to others' expectations and yes to yourself. Every time you ignore that too old voice, you prove that freedom has no expiration date. Now let me introduce you to 2 extraordinary Black women who embody ageless courage. First, Judge Constance Baker Motley. At 45, she became the first Black woman elected to the New York State Senate. At 54, she was the first Black woman to serve as a federal judge. But here's what's even more inspiring. She didn't even start law school until her 30s, after working as a maid and as a waitress. She once said, the race is not always to the swift, but to those who keep running. Then there's Barbara Hillary. At 75, she became the first Black woman to reach the North Pole. At 79, she trekked to the South Pole after surviving lung cancer twice. She didn't even start adventuring until her 70s. Her secret? Curiosity and a refusal to sit still. I moved abroad at an age when most people are expected to stay put. Was it scary? Absolutely. But here's what I learned. Fear doesn't vanish with age, but neither does courage. In fact, it grows stronger because we've survived so much already. Maybe your adventure isn't trekking to the poles or bench pressing weight. Maybe it's learning Italian in a small Tuscan village, starting a YouTube channel like I did, writing that memoir your grandchildren beg you to finish, or simply saying, I refuse to disappear. Every time you choose you prove that life isn't about counting years, it's about making years count. Now let's get practical. Here are 3 tools I've learned from living boldly. Number 1, the 10-second brave window. When fear whispers too old, count backwards from 10 and take one tiny action. That's how I booked my one-way ticket to Merida, Mexico. Number 2, the legacy lens. Ask, my grandson did this at my age. Would I cheer him on? Be your own champion. Number 3, the Ageless Alliance. My YouTube community proves when women over 60 unite, we become unstoppable. Find your tribe. So let me ask you, what's the dream you've been postponing because of age? The one you've tucked away because it feels unrealistic. I want you to pull it out today, dust it off, and ask yourself, if not now, when? Let's be the women who look in the mirror and say, I'm just getting started. Let's be ageless, because the world isn't just for the young. It's for those brave enough to keep living out loud. And you, my friend, were born to shine. The legendary Cicely Tyson once said, nobody can age me, box me, or retire me, because I'll always reinvent myself. What a revolutionary way to live. At 72, sitting before you today, after moving to Mexico, I finally understand what she meant. We're not here to fade away. We're here to flourish. So to every subscriber, every follower, every woman wondering if it's too late, it's not. The only limits are the ones we impose on ourselves. Travel to that country. Learn that language. Start that business. Move abroad. Your life isn't winding down, it's opening up. Age is just a number, but freedom is timeless. Keep living boldly. The world is yours.